Hello there! Today we'll be starting a countdown of the movies inside the Marvel Cinematic Universe, from worst to best. I'll be making a review of each movie as we go along. The criteria for these rankings will be my opinion, and that's it, so there's no need to argue. We'll be covering all the MCU movies up until Love and Thunder. Also, we'll be covering the Disney Plus TV shows. But we won't be including the Netflix Defender series, even though it's coming over to Disney Plus, and I think becoming canon. Also, I'm leaving out Ms. Marvel, mostly because I haven't seen the show, and I don't really want to. Now let's get started, shall we? I fell asleep during this movie, in the middle of the day. It's the first Marvel film that I've ever fallen asleep in. So that's my first problem with this movie. It's boring. They had to introduce 10 new characters that no one's ever heard of, outside the deep comic collectors. And while Marvel was able to do something like this with the Guardians of the Galaxy, the big differences were there's half as many characters, and the Guardians movies are fast-paced, and the characters are funny and likable. The externals look more like wood than Groot does. A good portion of the movie is spent assembling the Eternals, so there is a lot of sitting around and talking, and reminiscing about the past. But when there is action, it's just kind of blah. It's punch or shoot lasers at a CGI tentacle monster that poses no threats to our heroes. That is, unless the script turns off the Eternals' plot armor. Then those tentacles can kill with one hit. But what do I care? I'm not interested at all in these characters. My biggest problem with this movie, besides its ability to put me to sleep, was its inconsistency in logic. For example, if the Celestials put the Eternals here to protect humanity, why didn't they make 10 versions of Icarus, the guy who's basically Superman? And why make Sprite, who is a kid forever, can only make illusions and has to be protected by the other Eternals? The truth of the matter is, only 5 out of 10 Eternals have the abilities that are suitable for protecting humanity. Another big problem I have is this movie makes canon that the Red Celestial is God, and the purpose of mankind is to provide enough life energy so God can reproduce. And the audience is just supposed to take that at face value and move on. Why isn't the majority of the movie explaining this? Everyone, that giant red thing that appeared above the earth, that's God. And I don't mean the Thor type of God, which is just an alien with superpowers. No, we're talking about the creator of heaven and earth. But moving on. As I said before, the Celestials' plan is grow enough life on top of the planet to feed the Celestial growing in the planet until it's ready to be born. And at that point, it blows up the planet, killing everything on its surface. So this movie proves that Thanos was right. By killing half the life in the universe, you're taking away the life force from the Celestials. Therefore, the birthing Celestial won't blow up the planet, killing all the life. The Eternals remind me of a rip-off generic version of the Justice League that your mom bought you at the 99-cent store, because they were cheaper than getting you the legitimate action figures. So she justified to herself that there was no difference. But you knew there was a difference, Mom, didn't ya? Since watching the Eternals, I've yet to feel the need to watch it again, and I don't think I ever will.